Um, let's continue with the slides. So we know for the PID 9 and PID 10, one is for the patient illness, another is about the race. But for the PID 11, this field in fact is contain the mailing address of the patient. So the grammar of the mailing address is as here. So it is composed of mailing components. Okay, for example, street address, then other designation, and city, state or province, then zip, a postcode, country. Also we have some address type here, or other geographic designation, and country code, county code, and the census tract, and so on. In fact, so this street address also it has some subcomponents such as street address, street name, the warning number, or something. So let's think about the address type. Okay, address type used to identify what kind of address is a business address or home address or something. Depend on the code you put here. The code can be B, BA, BLD, BI, BRBC, and so on. There are many things here. Different things have different meaning. For example, you put B there, that means business address. If you put the whole H there, that means home address. If you put C there, that's current or temporary address. If you put F there, that means country of origin. So that means different character will means different address type. Based on this address type, we will know what kind of address of this. This is just show the PID 11 fields. So for the PID 12, 13, 14, that's easy to understand. For the 12 is country code. Okay, county code. I'm sorry, it's not a country, it's a county code. Okay, if for the PID 13 and 14, that's one is phone number, home, one is business phone is here. Okay, for the PID 15, that's primary language. In fact, this field contains the patient's primary language used here. It's especially used for in United States. In some big city, there are people not just speak English; they also speak some other language. So sometimes they need some interpret to help the patient to understand what the doctor say, and also help the doctor understand what the patient is talking about. So for the PID 16, that's the marital status. That means there are several definitions. For example, it's single, married, or it's just widowed, or something. In fact, this defined in table 002. I put here. That means different values have different meaning. For example, A means separated, D means divorced, M is married, S is single, W means widowed, and C means common-law, G means living together, P means domestic partner, R means registered domestic partner, E means legally separated, N means annulled. There was IBUOT or something. Okay, that means you can put here. For example, S put here means single. So you also have the PID 17. that's religion. This field generally include the person's religion. For example, Baptist, Catholic, Methodist, and so on. Generally, you can find this some value from the table 006. Okay, I just put part of this table here. Also, there are many other type. So the 18th field is called the patient account number. In fact, for our example, we have just have 18 fields here. We don't have more fields because other fields are option. For this field, it contains the patient account number assigned by account to which all charges, payments are recorded. Because you can check this number to find the how much the patient paid, how the need paid, and so on. In fact, this kind of also the grammar is showed here. Also, there are several components. Okay, the most important seems is the checking digit scheme, because if you have some check digit here, this also shows the 0061. I think we already showed this table in previous slides. Okay. Also we have some assigning facility. They also have its own subcomponents. We also show in previous slides. Also assigning authority. This also we have some subcomponents here. Okay, but for here we just a simple number. There is no other information about the assigning facility and the assigning authority and so on. So besides 18, we also have other fields here. This kind of fields that's easy to understand, so I don't need to explain. For example, 19 is a social security number, 20 is driver license number, 21 is mother's identifier, and the 22 is ethnic group, such as you're Asian, African, American, white, or something. Then birthplace. Also, there is a multiple birth indicate. That means this person is a twins or not. That's if you have that one, definitely you have birth order. You are the first one or the second one. Then PID 26 is citizenship field. Then also we have 27 is veterans military status, and also 28 is nationality. 29 is patient death date and time of the 30 is patient death indicate. So these things are a little easy to understand. So another field is called identity unknown indicate. What does this field use for? In fact, this field is used to indicate whether or not the patient's identity is known. Sometimes the patient's identity is known, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes the person don't want to provide an identity. So in this case, you just need to fill this field as yes or no. Okay. If it is Y, means patient's identity is unknown. If no, the patient's ID is known. So that's you need to know. So another field is PID 32 fields. This field is identity reliability code. What's this code used for? In fact, this field contains a coded value used to communicate information regarding the reliability of patient identity data transmit via transaction. Because sometimes when the nurse, for example, in the nurse, sometimes when they fill some numbers, for example, the database or social security number, sometimes they don't want to feed the real number. They just use some default number or use the program to generate some number. Okay, then put it there. Definitely, this number is not reliable number. It's a false number. So in this case, we can use the PID 32 fields information to identify it. Okay. In fact, the identity reliability code is shown in the table 0445. If we go to here, okay, this is the table, have different values. If it's US, that means unknown. It's a default social security number. It's UD, that means unknown, default date of birth. UA, that means unknown, default address. AL, that means patient. Person name is an alias. Okay, so this kind of value can be filled in the field 32. Then we know what kind of these things happen. Okay, so we have some 33, 34, 35. For the 33 and 34, that means related to the update of the patient. When the 33, that means when the patient's information is updated till the exact date. And the 34, that means fields will be contain the information where this kind of information is updated. Which facility? It's in this hospital or in another hospital. Okay, so the 35 in fact is the species of a living organism. This may include the common or scientific name based on the coding system used. SNOMED is the recommended coding system. If this field is not valued, the human is assumed. Okay, these kind of fields are not very important for the PID. So also we have PID 36, 37, 38. 36 is breed code. In fact, this field is the specific breed of animal. This field, unlike the species and strain, it is specific to animals and it cannot be generally used for all living organisms. The PID 35 strain, this field contains the specific strain of animal. It can also be expected to include a strain of any living organism and is not restricted to animals. For the PID 38 is a production class code. This field major contains the code and the text indicating the primary use for which the living subject was bred or growing. In fact, this information can be found in the table 0429 is here. Okay, so this different values means different meaning. For example, DA means dairy, okay, and the MT means meat, and the I means racing, such means showing. Okay, so that will be filled here. So this is the things I want to talk about for